Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Friday. It's around 10:17 a.m. and I'm just about to go to the office. Fridays are always fun because, as you know, Q&A are Fridays. Also, I spin records Fridays, so the action will happen at the last part of the day. I had a crazy dream this morning. I would say the dream started around 6:45 a.m. and ended around 7. Maybe it was longer, maybe it was shorter, who knows. What was going on was I was taking a flight either to Miami or Mexico. I can't remember which one it was, but it was to visit one of my parents. And for some reason, this flight was taking off out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. So the plane took off, and it started going to the left a little bit, like it was not a normal takeoff. Everyone's kind of like, what's going on? So the pilot comes down, lands it again, and instantly tries to take off once again. The same thing happens, but even more this time. So in my head in this dream, I'm like, I gotta get off this plane. So the plane lands again, and people start getting off the plane. I realize that I don't have my wallet, I don't have my phone, so I have no way to get in contact with my family or anyone. So I'm walking around this airport, and I'm trying to use this payphone, and I realize that there's a wallet in the payphone. So I take the wallet. It looks exactly like mine, just the only difference is there's a huge wad of cash coming out. Probably like $70, but it just looked really thick. Anyway, so I take the wallet because I'm like, all right, this is the only way I can like afford to call my family or get a train or a bus or something. So I take the wallet and I'm arguing with the operator, like, please connect me, please connect me. Can't get through to anyone. So I leave there and I go to this diner down the street from the airport, and it's a place for real locals. They know everyone who comes to that diner, and I am definitely not someone who's a regular. So I go in this diner, I'm like, do you have a phone? They don't have a phone. So I'm like, all right. So I leave there, I go back to the airport. This is where it gets kind of weirder. So at the airport, there's this hostel, and it's a hostel where they let you stay if your plane gets delayed or you have a layover or something like that. So I'm in this hostel, but it's not a normal hostel, and it's definitely not a normal place in the airport. But it's basically this low-income housing that like people are just living in. So I'm walking around, I'm trying to find a phone, and I finally find a phone that semi-works. So I'm trying to figure this phone out, you know, codes trying to get out of the airport phone system. And I look over and there's this weird family, and they're kind of jumping up and down on the bed, and the mom is looking in this mirror, kind of doing these weird things. Then I woke up. Super weird dream. What does it all mean? Anyway, that was my dream. It was super vivid. I haven't had a vivid dream like that in a while, but I thought I'd share it with you guys. Anyway, I'm going to get out of this rain. I'm going to go in the office, and I'm going to work.
For 100 years, folks around the Chattanooga region so we pay tribute to Chattanooga's people.
Oh my god, I don't know, you guys. Chattanooga seems kind of weird. Maybe that dream was like a really bad omen. Are any of you even from Chattanooga? Where did Chattanooga even come into this dream? Like, what a weird place. Have I ever been there? Anyway, let's do Q&A. We have 3 questions this week. The first one's coming from Frankie B. And he has a really good question, interesting question, hard question. He asks, since I studied film in school, what is my all-time favorite movie and why? Now, asking me what my favorite film is an extremely hard question. On the first day of film school, I told everyone that my favorite film was Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. I don't know if that's the case anymore, but I have to keep going back to the same film. A few years ago, it would not be my #1 spot, but these days, and as I get older and as I grow and mature, this movie becomes more and more important in my life, and that is Bill Forsyth's Local Hero. Now, this film is about a Texas oil exec who has to go to a small coastal town in Scotland to basically try to convince the town to sell itself to this oil company so they could build on the coast there. In the process of this happening, McIntyre, the main character played by Peter Riegert, falls in love with the town, falls in love with the people, falls in love with everything about this place. This town is absolutely magical, and it's shown in beautiful sunsets on the beach, quaint old houses that have been there for ages, wild, fun characters. All the aspects of this movie are just beautifully put together. Now, something else that happens, and I think this is why it resonates with me so much and why I think this movie is really important, is that McIntyre absolutely falls in love with this town. He's conflicted between being a successful businessman and appreciating what life can be like. It's not the happiest ending of a film. It's kind of almost really sad, because what ends up happening, back in Houston, his boss is this kind of eccentric man who's turned his office into almost like an observatory.
There is a place where the northern lights transform the sky. Anything out of the ordinary, you telephone me, night or day.
So eventually the boss comes over, kind of takes McIntyre's magic from him, and in turn the boss falls in love with the town. And I feel like this film should be shown on the first day of business school and on the last day of business school. I think it shows what life can be like. It shows balance between work and just living life and enjoying it. If you haven't seen this film yet, it's kind of hard to track down. I really am waiting for like a Blu-ray release, but the best you can do right now is find it on DVD. It's definitely worth a watch. It's a little bit of a tearjerker. It's a beautiful film. Please check Local Hero out. Drink it with scotch. Sip it slowly as you watch the film. I promise it will pay off. Thank you for that tip, Oz Davidson.
Yeah.
This next question is from Brandon M. He's been following the channel for a little while now. What's up, Brandon? You have a really good question too. Your question is, I got it written down here. I always see you and Stephanie making some pretty delicious looking dishes. I'm curious as to whether either of you have any formal culinary training. So I learned a lot of my cooking stuff from my mom. She's a chef, that's what she does for a living. She's good friends with Jacques Pepin, they go on vacations together and stuff. It's kind of weird. A few years ago at dinner I showed Jacques Pepin that auto-tuned Julia Child video that PBS did, and he was kind of like blown away and weirded out at the same time. Pretty much all of my cooking comes from my mom. She's an amazing chef. I look up to her in that sense a lot. She makes amazing food, some of the best I've ever had in my life. And that just came down from her, really. Stephanie's taught herself a lot of cooking. Some of my favorite memories with Stephanie are cooking with her. So I hope that answers your question. The last question I'm going to answer today is from Love Angel Music Lady. Hey, how's it going? And she wants to know, a few videos back, I was going to have Stephanie talk about these weird Men in Black guys who came up to our door, but I never got around to it. And she wants to know, what did the Men in Black people want? And the answer is that I'm an alien. I'm actually from that new planet they didn't know. I don't know what those guys wanted. I guess they were just going around knocking on people's doors. Maybe they were trying to sell something. Maybe they, I don't know. But they were doing things like this, Stephanie was saying. They were arguing with each other and they kept making phone calls. And I guess they banged on our door really hard and like freaked Stephanie out. She thought it was the police or something. But I don't know. Does anyone know about those weird Men in Black people in Portland? I swear to God I've seen Men in Black here before, but I don't know. Pretty weird. Anyway, this is going to end this week's Q&A. Ask some questions down below. You can do it all week, and I will answer them next Friday. Hope I answer your questions well. Let's keep this day going. Hi.
Hi.
How was your day?
Really busy.
Busy day?
Yeah.
So now we're going to go spin records and go to a show. So it's going to be even more busy.
Busy all day.
So we're going to eat tacos first.
Yeah.
Whoa. DJing is over, but this night is not over. That rhymed. Anyway, we're on our way to Doug Fir right now. We're going to watch our friend Lorna play. She's opening for Emily Wells. They've been on tour for weeks and weeks, almost a month now. They're going to be on tour for 7 weeks. Crazy, but they're back in Portland now. Lorna's an amazing musician. She's an accomplished pianist, and she's been in some amazing bands, including J.D. Sampson's band Men, Love Like DeLoreans, and her solo project Lorna Do. We're heading over there right now. Stephanie's getting something to drink really quick. We will check in. If I can bring this camera into Doug Fir, maybe I'll take the Gorilla Pod off, make it a little less obvious. are done with the show. Lorna did an awesome job. We're going to be back again tomorrow because it's a 2-night show. But we just got a bunch of groceries from my favorite place, Safeway. And we're going home. I'm going to end the vlog here because I don't have much else going on tonight. I think that's going to be it. So, have a wonderful time wherever you are, whatever time of day it is. Hope you guys are great. I will see you tomorrow.